season from Jack Longsinger, who scored 7 goals last week against Boston University. So we'll see if he can replicate that kind of performance here today.
We are underway. Bryant starts with the ball. A shot, an easy save for Nick Demitri, coming off a career-high performance at Brown. 21 saves, tying a career high for the graduate goalkeeper. George and Alexander on the face-off. A face-off violation on George, so it will go to the Bulldogs. And they scored 15 in a 15-14 win over Rhode Island rival Providence. And they scored 15 in that heartbreaking loss to Boston University. They are familiar to jumping ahead. Another face-off violation on George. So here come the Bulldogs. Egan Alexander with a great save on the on the Teller's chance beforehand, before DeLucia was right there for the rebound. Bryant, another good stop by Demitri, might have gotten a piece of it.
For today.
Bryant leads 3-1. 2 goals by Kevin Groniger are the difference. Face off at center. And it is a hold on Bryant. So the Bobcats will get the ensuing face-off win. They have played a physical first quarter here. Another face-off win for the Bulldogs. This time that's off the stick, I believe, of Tim LaCroix, or excuse me, that is Nathan Laliberte. Demitri George having a little trouble on those face-offs this afternoon. Able to win this one pretty cleanly. Here he comes. Good pass across to Donnery. Bobcats will set up shop in Bryant's end, Donnery waiting for reinforcements. Has Stephen Germain coming off the bench. He finds him, and the Bobcats will go to face-offs that have been the problem for the Bobcats. George having a tough time. He's under 500 to start. Officials waiting for the Bulldogs bench to kind of back up, as they certainly are fired up with this big lead. Another clean face-off win for Bryant. Jacob Alexander again, but his pass is indirect, goes out of the stick of Aiden Goltz. But Bryant recovers, and now it's Connor. First of a 3-game homestand for the Bobcats. They'll host Merrimack next week, another American East foe coming to Hamden. George wins the face-off, unable to get that ball away, but he does off a ground ball. It's picked up by John DeLucia. Still 2:41 to go, but the face-off still becoming a problem for George. There's a shot here. That one skips into the stick of Demitri. Another good save.
Yeah, that's
off again. Bryant right back on the attack as Connor Whalen picks up the loose ball. Whalen having some trouble, though. Able to escape as he got taken down, but he's able to get it off to Nathan Laliberte. And the Bryant Bulldogs right back to work. We do get a whistle here. Shot clock needed a reset here. Going for Demitri George on the faceoff. It's rare to see him struggle like this. So a lot of game left as the Bulldogs increasing their lead to 5. The largest deficit that Quinnipiac has had to overcome all season. And another faceoff win for the Bulldogs. That is Jacob Alexander. Now it's Losinger. Technical stats put the penalty on the scoreboard. It's not up there yet. So just pause for a moment before we get that going. And it is now on the board. A 1-minute penalty to Tegan Alexander. Face-off back underway. George able to sort of win that face-off, and he does. He's able to get it out of there. Demitri George, big confidence-boosting face-off win somewhere. As the Bobcats getting their offense going. Donnery with his first of the day. Demitri George, a little bit of a tie-up off the face-off dot. Nice job by George on the face-off. A little bit of an errant pass, but it is picked up by Quinnipiac. That's Tellers. That's John DeLucia, who will wait for his reinforcements. A little bit of a fake out there. And he's able to win this one back to himself, and he'll take advantage. George, with some room to run on the far side. George, still going. Cuts towards the middle. Demitri George, he scores! What a play! Off the face-off, Demitri George has his first goal of the year. Off the face-off, it's 9-6.
Well, yeah, sometimes there's just nothing. You can't do anything better than just doing it yourself. And Demitri George wins the face-off, takes matters into his own hands. nice job running around, evading defenders, and putting that one in the back of the net.
Little stop and go move there from George to help out as he cut towards the middle and put that one past Alexander. And Quinnipiac still trailing by 3. Another face-off win by George. This time he'll hand it off. Bobcats right back to work. They have some confidence. They've scored 3 of the last. So Bryant up to double digits here with 6 minutes to go in the quarter. And a big face-off win for Laliberte. Cuts toward the middle. Shot just wide. That one was off the stick. But a 5-goal deficit is a tough hill to climb for Quinnipiac. They do win the face-off. Nice win by George. Oh, and he immediately throws it into the stick of one of the Bryant players. But it's recovered by Ryan Schwender. And now the hill is a lot harder to climb as George, tied up in the face-off dot, knocks the ball away, but unable to come away with it are the Bobcats as it is won by Jacob Alexander. Bryant right back on the attack. If they score, it'd be the most goals Quinnipiac had given up all season. Win this one. George wins the face-off right back to Stephen Germain. Big face-off win for Quinnipiac. They're going to have numbers going up the field. They've got Demitri George again on the face-off. Physical win by George, trying to win that ball back to his offense. Fortunately, cannot keep up. Ball still on the ground and fought for and won by the Bobcats. That was the long stick midfielder, Tommy Andruzzi, with the face-off win for Quinnipiac. And as a result, the Bulldogs' offense just continues to attack. Another face-off win for Jacob Alexander. Bulldogs now have plenty of time with 1:40 to go. Good defense by Quinnipiac. That's Demitri George. He's playing good defense against the man who is beating him. So face-off back underway. Demitri George wins the face-off. He's got a goal today. Oh, he was looking for a second there. Just missed the net.
Yeah, obviously this time he just ability to get the ball out of the Bryant attacking zone has been what's been the downfall for the Bobcats today.
And a 7-goal deficit at this point with 12 minutes to go. It's not impossible, but it feels in regulation. Bryant still at 15-9. But a big face-off win, a big goal, that's how you start. Now it's all about momentum, and it's a game of runs, as we mentioned, but that is another face-off win for the Bulldogs. Shot here too high, off the stick of Groninger, who's been held scoreless since the first quarter.
Yeah, and give credit.
So Druin picks up his first of the game, and now it's a 16-9 lead for the Bulldogs. And they're feeling it. Face-off violation on the Bulldogs. So Quinnipiac possession. They could still reach double digits for
this game and try to, push a win here today. There's many things that they can take away going into their next game on Saturday.
A battle on the face-off dot. Battle on the face-off dot. Both teams vying for it, and it is scooped up by Dylan Donnery. Big face-off win for Quinnipiac.
It will right now and getting a lot of great quality shots, and they're falling.
And certainly you can't place any blame on Nick DiMuccio because he has had himself another day with not a lot of help today from his offense, but he has done whatever possible to keep the Bobcats in this game.
He's had a nice 18-save day, so clearly there shouldn't be much blame on his behalf.
Right now to take on the Denver Pioneers in what should be an exciting lacrosse game. Violation against the Bobcats, so here come the Bulldogs again. .241 to go. Face off here. George gets tied up there. Ball still loose, and George able to pick it up. Good face-off win there for George, who also has a goal today. Here comes Dylan Donnery with a chance, and so with 1:40 to go, Bryant with an 8-goal lead, 19-11. Bobcats, another good face-off win from George. Pretty clean there. He'll hand it off to Downing.
Yeah, and it's good to see George back in his rhythm when it comes to face-offs. It's something to take away going into the next game.
Final face-off here. Seconds will tick off the clock. And that will do it. The Bryant Bulldogs come to Hamden and deal the Bobcats a tough loss by the final score of 19-12 here in Hamden. But despite the loss, a lot of positives to take away for the Bobcats. Again, double-digit goals. They were able to put up a fight.